Hi, my name is Lily. I do digital art, and this is my first YouTube video. I apologize for the lack of, a persona for me. I got lazy and I didn't want to draw something else, so, this is what we have. But I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you. So, this is gonna be a tutorial on how I draw in my style. I was recommended to do this video by a comment in the comment section. And I did mess up the head anatomy a little bit, but I'll show you how it looked at the end when I fixed it after like a few days. But I start drawing the head, and this is basically what I do. I'm not really sure how else to explain it, but yeah, that middle line's for the eyebrows, in case you're wondering. I do really messy sketches at first, and then after I do a really messy sketch, I go in and do like a less messy sketch all over. So the drawing, I don't really have line art or anything like that. For different kinds of head shapes, I usually just use Liquify to make the head, wider or like, more slim. For younger characters, I just use the Liquify tool, like as you can see here, and I kind of just push it all up so it looks more, like a little kid. So, you know, it doesn't get confusing. Alright, now we have our two heads and also our guideline over there. I usually don't even draw the eyes on, like, directly the head. I kind of just draw them and, place them. But for this, I kind of just wing it, as you can see. But if you don't know how to do winging it, I'll show you a little method in a little bit. Hold on, let me draw this eye really slowly, what the heck? But you kind of just do an oval and then kind of go around it. I just use stuff like sharper lines or more curved lines to show the personality of a character. Or different eye shapes. See, like I'm using an oval, but you could also use like a trapezoid, or what's it called? A parallelogram. But this is how I do it. I cannot draw eyes facing straight ahead at people for some reason, so I draw them like this. As you can see, I also make the lashes more spiky or more curved depending on the character. I'll be using this eye for this head and then using the other eye for the other head. As I said before, I messed up on the head anatomy a little bit in this video, so I'll show you how I fixed it a little bit at the end. Of course, facial proportions and stuff like that can tell a lot about a character, and many people in real life have them. I was going for a different kind of perception of the character. That is why I had to, in quotes, fix the anatomy. However, it was kind of just like I made the space between the eyes and the nose a little bit longer than I would I would have liked for the character. So I had to change it to make it fit the character more. Here I am drawing my nose. The way I draw the nose is basically the shadow of the nose. So it's like this little triangle, and if you're facing up, the triangle is gonna be the other way around, because it's like the shadow, basically. Yeah, for the mouth, I usually do this stupid little cat mouth because I don't know, it looks better. Adds some character. Oh, and also, having that space that I told you before, making the eyes a little bit higher, well, it can give them kind of like this, I don't know, more grown and mature look. But I was going for like a little mischievous look, so I made the face a little bit squishier. Like squished? What? But this is how I'm placing the eyes on the kids. Usually for more young characters, I make the eyes bigger, wider. Well, no, not wider per se, just like, what's it called? It's like vertically longer. I kind of like stretch it out. So I apologize for all the commentary. I'm not very good at this. And I stumble over my words a lot, and I'm also really sick right now, so, yeah. Oh, looks like he's cross-eyed there. But that's how you would draw it. Yeah, that's kind of all I do with the little kid head, I think, other than adding some facial details. Their little nose, and then, yeah, cat mouth. Alright, I organized my things into little layers, so it's not as, messy. Anyway, this is how I pick my colors. I usually stay around that area, like this, right half for more vibrant and saturated colors. However, for skin tones, you can really go anywhere on the color wheel. Basically, just don't make it too like ashy if it's supposed to be a human. I mean, there is styles in that case, but if you usually draw them vibrant, you don't want to make them ashy for no reason, you know? You feel? So, like, yeah, don't make your character, like, gray. But yeah, usually I pick very vibrant colors, but this is, I also am just showing you how I would do other skin tones. Yeah. I just kind of stay on that side, see? But of course, for skin tones, you have more of a free range than with the colors, at least, because there's a lot of varying skin tones and a lot of varying like hues and like saturation. It's a lot, and it's really cool. But I'm going back to the skin tone that I picked out originally. Now for face rendering, I just color pick the skin tone of the character and I make it more red or orangey if I could. What the heck? I also have two brushes. I'll put them up right here in case you want them. One of them with the little rainbow is for blending, and the other one is for line art and stuff like that, where I don't want it to blend. But I make it more orangey and make it a little bit darker so it shows up. And then I just kind of put that on the face. I put it underneath the eye and then on the nose like this. I used this blush on the nose to make a natural kind of like separation of the nose and the highlight, you'll see later. And then I also grabbed like this more orangey yellow and I also put that around for blending purposes. Then I just go ahead and blend everything by color picking the pinker one again and then the skin tone. And then I clean this up. As you can see, I use it kind of to shape out the nose, just like that. I also use like Liquify because I mess it up a lot. And this is just me blending it in so it doesn't look as harsh on the face. And then I also add these little swirls because that is one of my favorite parts of doing the little face rendering, is adding those little swirls because I think they're just cute. Then here I am adding in some lips. I usually do a heavier, fuller bottom lip and then a little bit of the top lip. I like to zoom out a lot when drawing so I can see how the whole thing looks and not just one specific part. That's what I'm doing. Here I am just fixing stuff, you know. Then here I am adding some highlights to the lips. I like to use opposite colors a lot when doing stuff like highlighting or rendering. I think it adds a lot. And then for the nose, I usually just use a darker version of the skin tone and a little bit more red. I also flip it that way for some reason. I like to flip it a lot of ways to see how it looks, because if I don't like it flipped, then I probably don't like it at all. Then for the eye whites, I don't really like using pure white. I think it's a little bit too harsh for the colors I usually use. So I just kind of use like this. I usually just color pick the skin tone and then go really close to white, but never fully white. Here I am rendering the eyes. I'm only rendering one eye because I got too lazy. But you kind of just do this. I usually use a warmer toned hue. So you just go, I think it's clockwise on the color wheel from the original color and make it darker, of course. Then I pick the opposite color, which I just do by kind of spinning around the color wheel, to make the pupil, which you can make in different sizes and shapes, which I really like to do to add more pizzazz to the eyes. But this is what I do. I kind of like to kind of fade it out with my brush a little bit. Then I kind of add like these lines. I don't really know. I'm still trying to figure out how to make my eye rendering look better, because I'm not really proud of it, but it's kind of just what I do. Then I just take like a really neon color and to put it around. Yeah, like that. Then I just take a pure black and I put it on, and a pure white for the highlight. Then for the hair, this is just how I kind of draw it. I usually use a smaller brush in order to really get the details of the hair. But I kind of just do a lot of swooshes, and I don't really plan it out unless it's like a character, obviously. I like to use a lot of face framing stuff, so I make the hair very puffy in the near the face. I also like to do this where I kind of puff up the hair over there. And also add like a lot of like spikes and stuff like that, like this. I don't know what they're called. And then here I'm giving her a little jellyfish cut because I thought it was cute. then I'm just gonna go ahead and color that. I wasn't really sure what color I should do, so I just did a little purple. Alright, so then for the rendering, you should be picking a darker color. I don't know, I wasn't. But I just went ahead and went to a cooler tone and made it really bright. I don't think this was meant to be like shading, but usually I make it shading. I don't know what I was doing over here. I wanted to look more like grape jelly, but usually you want to go with the darker color because it's supposed to be shading. I don't know what I was doing. I wanted to look kind of like, you know, grape jelly because I was like purple and I was like, ooh, fun. So in this case, it's not exact. I don't know. I did this for the tutorial about my art style, but you know. Then I kind of just do this where I leave a little bit in the middle so I can use highlights and stuff later. And then I also do another thing, which is use a darker color and do like actual shadows like this one, and not like just that rendering you were seeing earlier, where I put in like where like the hair overlaps and stuff like that, little shadows everywhere. So just to add some dimension to my art. I am planning on making my rendering process more complex. I don't really feel like I like having a simpler rendering style. I want the hair to look more like complicated, I guess. So that's something I'm working on currently after I finish all my comms and stuff like that. But this way is definitely like faster. So we'll see what I like. I want to keep some aspects of this rendering style though. I think it looks really pretty. I'm also working on just colors in general. I feel like I have a really hard time picking out saturated and colors that work better together than some others. Here you go. This is how all the shading's going. And then for the highlights, I'm doing this thing now where I use like hold on. I don't even know what's going on. Oh yeah, hold on. Before I do that, I'm going to replace all of the colors. Or not. No, fuck. But basically for the highlights, I'm doing this thing now. We're not using like the neon for the highlights, but actually a paler color than usual for the highlights. And also like this kind of opposite color. Because I usually use really saturated and vibrant colors for the hair, so if the highlights are also very vibrant, they don't stand out that much, versus a very light highlight but very pale. Do you know what I mean? Like not very saturated. I think it sticked out really nice here. Obviously it applies different in different scenarios, but it definitely does stick out, which is what I wanted. Usually my go-to about the highlights is just do the opposite of whatever you did, but just like brighter and lighter, obviously, because it's highlights. So that's what I did. See, you know, on its own it wouldn't look that neon or like bright, but now it does because it's against this kind of background, you know? For the hair highlights, I kind of just like take chunks out of it like this. I don't like them touching the side of the hair. I just want them like that. Then I just take a neon color to kind of airbrush on some more color onto the highlights like this. Here I'm just fixing up my rendering mistakes. Then it's time for my favorite part, all the after effects of after I draw everything. Basically, there's quite a few effects that you can put onto your art to make it look a little bit more pop, you know? So for this one, I'm just using the retro game, I think it's what it's called, filter, and just lower down the opacity to where the entire filter is making it kind of very vibrant, but you don't want that. So maybe just 4 or 5%. This is parallel gradation, and I just put that on overlay and also lower the oh my goodness, the transparency, whatever, to make it look more cohesive and just to give it a more pretty looking color. I'm going to show you another one after I realize that the music's in this video. Oh, and also, I'm going to show how I do clothes rendering. So here I am just drawing like a random little sleeve. I just use a darker color, but a cooler color, as you can see, to do some shadows. Just where where the creases are. I didn't really use a reference for this one, but obviously you should be. This was just kind of like a one-off to show you how I render. I don't really do a lot for clothes rendering. That's why I said I wanted to do more complex things with my art style, which I'll be working on. after I finish everything. Then here I am using this brush, I'll put it on the screen somewhere, to basically add some screen tone. It makes your art look more textured. I kind of just add it everywhere, I don't really have a specific for it, but obviously I kind of spread them out across the piece and I don't really just put them everywhere. Use it sparingly, just use it some places. But that's around it. Here's the updated piece, not really piece, but drawing. Please let me know if you liked this video. I'm sorry about my voice, if it's bad. And yeah, thank you for watching.